Hey Reddit, I'm 26, my wife Lauren is 22. And I'm torn up because I caught her lying about her money. She faked a bank transfer to make it look like her parents were paying for stuff. But it was her own savings. Now 6 months into our marriage, I'm wondering if I can trust her. Or if I'm the jerk for questioning everything. Here's my story and I'd love your take. I'm just a normal dude, a web developer holed up in our little apartment in Boise, Idaho. Lauren and I are all about our weekend coffee runs to this hole-in-the-wall shop. Or chilling on our porch sniffing the neighbor's grill. I'm head over heels for her. But I've got this bad habit of dodging fights. I'd rather keep the peace than make waves, and that's probably where I screwed up. Lauren S. from Tunisia came here on a student visa before we tied the knot. She's got this big spender vibe, designer purses, spa days, dinners at swanky spots. When we started dating 2 years ago, she said her loaded parents back home covered her bills. She'd talk about her dad's import business and her mom's art gallery. I've never met them, they're across the globe. And Lauren said they're super old school, not into Zoom or anything. I bought it, didn't dig deeper. Man, I was so naive. We got serious fast. After a year, we moved in together last April. Boise's rental game is brutal. And our landlord demanded 6 months, rent up front since Lauren had no job or credit, about $13,000. She said her dad sent the cash and I was thankful. But something nagged at me. She never showed me the transfer and I didn't ask. I just let it go, hating conflict like always. The mess started last fall around Labor Day. We were hosting my parents and my sister Hannah, 29, for a backyard barbecue. Lauren went wild, new grill, those cheesy Walmart red, white, and blue tablecloths, string lights all over the patio. She was dropping cash like it was nothing, way more than my paycheck could touch. I finally manned up and asked how she was affording it. She said her dad sent extra for the holiday. I asked for proof, not to be a control freak, but to ease my mind. She hesitated, then sent a screenshot of a $6,000 transfer from Hassan Ben Ali, her dad. But I wasn't sold. Way back 5 months into dating, I did something I'm ashamed of. I snooped through Lauren's phone one night while she was out cold. I found texts suggesting she'd done some online adult work before we met. It gutted me, but she'd mentioned around then that her parents had cut her off for a bit. And she was scrambling for rent. I convinced myself it was a desperate move, not her true self, and never brought it up. I buried it thinking love meant forgiving the past. But that screenshot, the text looked funky, like it was slapped together in some editing app. Then in November, it all unraveled. Lauren's phone bricked after an update. And she asked me to log into her bank account from my laptop to pay a bill. I wasn't trying to spy, but I saw her transactions. No $6,000 from her dad. Instead, there was a transfer from her own savings to our joint account, same date as the screenshot. My stomach dropped. She defaked it, putting her dad's name on her own money. I sat in our living room, our early Christmas lights blinking like they were laughing at me. I couldn't stay quiet. That night as we cleaned up dinner, I said, "Lauren, why'd you fake that bank transfer?" I tried to keep cool, but my hands were shaking. She froze, clutching a plastic container. "What are you talking about?" she snapped. I said I saw the real transaction and just wanted the truth. She turned it on me. "You're going through my bank account, that's so messed up." I said I needed to feel okay about our marriage. Her words stung. "Think what you want, I don't care." She grabbed her jacket and belayed, saying she needed to walk. I stood there, fridge door open, feeling like my life was falling apart. The next few weeks were hell. Lauren acted like it was no big deal, planning a New Year's Eve party with friends. But I was a mess. I kept wondering where her money was really coming from, why she'd lie. My sister Hannah caught me zoning out at a family dinner at her place, where we were all crammed around her tiny dining table, passing mashed potatoes. She dragged me to the kitchen and got me to spill. Hannah's blunt as hell. She said, "You gotta face this or it'll eat you alive. But don't just assume the worst, maybe there's an explanation." I wanted to believe her, but that fake screenshot was like a neon sign flashing trouble. I started noticing little things that made it worse. Lauren was always on her phone, quick to tilt it away when I walked by. Once I saw her delete a notification from some app I didn't recognize before I could read it. It wasn't proof of anything, but it fed my paranoia. I even drove by her favorite nail salon one day, wondering if she was really there or meeting someone else. I didn't stop, felt too pathetic, but it showed how deep this was messing with my head. I wasn't sleeping, just staring at the ceiling while she slept like nothing was wrong. In December, I suggested couples therapy, hoping it'd help us talk without blowing up. Lauren agreed, but she was distant in our first session, held in this cramped office with a flickering fluorescent light. The therapist, a calm older lady, asked about trust. Lauren admitted she'd bent the truth to keep me from stressing. She said the money was from a side gig, freelance design online, which sounded legit since she's artsy. But she wouldn't show proof, saying I should just believe her. The therapist nudged her to open up, and Lauren clammed up, arms crossed, staring at the floor. I left feeling like we were stuck. Was she hiding something bigger, or was I making it a huge deal? Over the holidays, it got heavier. We went to my parents' place for Christmas, and everyone was all cheery, decorating the tree, sipping hot cocoa. Lauren was her charming self, joking with my mom about cookie recipes, but I felt like an outsider. I kept thinking about the lie, wondering if she was playing me the way she played them. I barely touched my food at dinner, pushing green beans around my plate. My dad pulled me aside later, asking if I was okay. I brushed it off, said work was stressful, but I felt like a liar myself. January was rock bottom. I was grabbing coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, stuck in traffic, when Lauren texted a long message. She admitted faking the screenshot but swore it was no big deal. She said her parents send money sometimes, but she'd used her savings to cover gaps, faking the transfer so I wouldn't worry. But she still wouldn't show proof of her parents' support. It broke me. I pulled into a Target parking lot, sat in my beat-up Ford, and stared at my phone. I wondered if she was still doing adult work, if our whole marriage was a front. I couldn't confront her that night, I was too raw. I just lay in bed, her breathing steady beside me, feeling like I didn't know her. That low point forced me to face myself. I'd let my fear of conflict screw things up, avoiding hard talks from day one, hoping love would magic it all away. In February, I decided to step up. After we ate some takeout burgers, the smell of fries still in the air, I sat Lauren down on our sagging couch. I told her I loved her but couldn't stay in a marriage without the real deal. I asked for total openness about her money, not to be her boss but to rebuild trust. I owned my crap, snooping, not addressing the adult work I'd found early on. My voice was shaky, but I pushed through. Lauren listened, her eyes wet. She didn't say much, just said, "I need a bit to think." A week later, she showed me her bank statements at our kitchen table, the same one we'd carved our initials into when we moved in. There were some transfers labeled family support, but smaller than I expected. And she admitted she'd been using savings from an old event planning job, nothing sketchy. She said she faked the screenshot because she was embarrassed about not having the parental backup she'd bragged about. It wasn't the full truth I hoped for, but it was a start. We agreed to keep up therapy and work on being straight with each other. I'm still sorting it out. I've learned trust isn't just about love, it's about tackling the ugly stuff together, even when it hurts like hell. I don't know if we'll get back to solid ground, but I'm trying to balance needing answers with giving Lauren room to come clean. I feel sharper now but sadder, like I've lost that rosy view of love I used to have. I'm not sure if I'm the asshole for doubting her or if I should have called her out sooner. I'm just trying to keep moving one step at a time.